So when I got started, it was just called Web 2.0 marketing.
Okay.
Right? Which that term is not died out, but I think it's not as popular because everybody's just calling it social media now. It was actually on coincidence. My wife and I were doing disaster relief work in the Bahamas and in Biloxi, Mississippi for Habitat for Humanity.
Cool.
And this was about 4 years ago now. And we had a blog. It was like the first time I'd ever heard of blogging, what it was, how it was. But we weren't good at like sending. Back then, when you were doing disaster relief or mission work, you had a newsletter. You're supposed to send the newsletter to people that like supported you, right? Mm-hmm. And then Amy came upon a blogging platform called Zanga, which doesn't really ever get used anymore, right?
I remember it, but
it's still out there, and I think our blog is still live from our time there. So Amy would write different posts, and I would take some pictures, and that's how we got into it. When we came back after disaster relief and jumped back into real estate, this was 3.5, 4 years ago, I just felt that that platform that we use there might be a good platform to use in real estate. I didn't know how. I had no experience in technology. Amy would laugh right now about this conversation because she would say I wouldn't even know how to like type up a Word document 4 years ago. So it all was just like diving in. Real estate agents seem to have taken on to Web 2.0 really early in the game. I don't know, realtors like to just like play and dabble with stuff, anything they can do to get their name and face out. So actually when I was in the Bahamas and I was doing some Google searching on like the area to figure out, do I want to get back into real estate? How does that work? I came across sort of this social blogging platform called Active Rain. And Active Rain is basically was a MySpace, but for realtors. Okay. And they had a blogging platform to it, and you could write posts about your area, what was going on, and then you also could communicate nationally with other realtors. So when I jumped on to Active Rain, I think there was only 5 realtors in West Michigan using that platform. And that's where I sort of cut my teeth, I guess. And I started watching people nationally that were also on Active Rain and what they were doing in their markets. And I realized that Grand Rapids isn't very progressive, even though I wished it was. So I started researching there were some really neat people that were in Miami, Seattle, Portland, some bigger cities, mostly on the West Coast, but some in Florida and some on the East Coast in New York and stuff. And I started watching what they were doing and said, okay, if I can mimic what they're doing and stay with them in their platforms, then I will hopefully be at least 2 years, if not 5 years, advanced of most realtors in Grand Rapids. Because the people that they live with and the people that are networking with them expect something different than what Grand Rapids would expect. Just out of how you market, right? Because they're gonna, if you're in Seattle, the people that you're gonna deal with are technology people. So they're going to push the agent to be in the platform way before a Grand Rapids or a West Michigan or even a Midwest agent is technically gonna be into those platforms.
It was that bleeding edge audience that was already there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's where I grabbed the realtor piece of it. And then I just said, okay, not only do I want to grab the realtor piece, but are there people that are outside of the real estate realm that are doing really well, and who is that and how can I follow them? So of course back then everybody was Seth Godin fans and still are. So you grab onto Seth, right? And you grab onto all different people and you say, okay, can I just watch these people? And if I could just even mimic 10% of what they're doing, I could be more advanced than Grand Rapids. And then is there things that also my personality or bringing on different members to our team bring into the pie that other people might not even have? And then can we look at where everybody else is, and then can we start being progressive in our thought? And that's where we're at over the last year, is saying, okay, now I feel like we're at this level playing field where I could go into a Seattle or Portland. I feel like I could work that area equal to that now.